singleness. I am so excited. Hey, girl! Look, y'all just come on flowing in. I know y'all excited as I am. Do you guys see the video? Relationship Goals Part 2? If you didn't, that's still fine. I just wanted to know if most of the crowd saw it. If not, that's fine. You did? Oh, good. Okay. Because a lot of this stuff will be familiar, but we'll be talking more about, like, our testimonies and stuff.
Hey.
Constance, hi.
Hey, girl, come on with this pink wall. Yes.
I'm all about pink, you know. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Hey, everybody.
Man, I'm so excited. Go ahead and introduce yourself, and then I'll introduce myself after.
Okay. My name is Constance. I am a lot of things. I am a content creator. I'm a blogger. I am a business manager. I am an entrepreneur. My background is in psychology. I have a master's in counseling psychology. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm interested in that. Wow, okay, that's great.
So, I pretty much, with that, you can do everything. I use it in every area of my life. But, yeah, I'm on the road to full-time entrepreneurship, and yes.
That is
me in
amazing. That's amazing. Wow, I didn't even know. I knew you had like degrees in psychology, but I didn't know what kind. But that makes sense. Makes sense.
Yes, girl.
That's great. So, where are you from?
I am from a little town called Columbia, Tennessee.
Okay.
Yes, it's maybe like 30 minutes from Nashville.
Okay.
I always say that because people are like, I have no idea what a Columbia is. Oh, yeah. Tennessee.
That's great. So, for those who do not know me, I'm Christine, or CurlyGirlC, doesn't matter. So you guys know that I'm a blogger, so faith blogger, natural hair blogger, and I'm starting this new series. I usually do it every Saturday, where it's called Let's Get Spiritual with CurlyGirlC. But basically, we just talk about spirituality, but also like uncomfortable conversations that some people don't really want to talk about. So I know relationships is just a big part of one of the things that people don't want to talk about, especially singleness. So I don't even know how I started to follow you, but you know, Instagram, you can find anyone. But I don't know. One day I started to see your feed, and then I remember you joined my live, and then I looked onto your bio and I saw that you had another account, which is Queenly Me, which is what you're on now. And I was like, oh my goodness, I love the quotes, I love everything.
Thank you.
So I thought you'd be perfect to come on the live to talk about singleness, because I know that that's something that you talk about a lot, and I wanted to hear like your thoughts and you know, your reactions too to the part 2 of Relationship Goals called Single Not Alone. And so I guess we can just get started with like your reactions, and then I'll jump in, or yeah, we can just go back and forth. And also feel free, guys, to ask any questions. We love to engage with you guys, so yeah.
Okay, so my reaction to Relationship Goals Part 2, my goodness, like, it's so much freedom. It was so much freedom because people look at singleness as like a disease, like something they can't wait to get rid of. Like, just get this away from me. I need to be cured. Something is wrong with me. I'm X years old. And that, everything he said was so much freedom, because it's like, it gives you a newfound, like, you know what? It's not so bad. Now that I kind of step back and look at it, like, I pretty much have it made right now. So
right.
And take advantage. Like, yes, it was on point. And this is maybe like my 3rd time watching it. But yeah, first of all, Michael Todd is just that dude. So
he breaks it down. Like, he helps me understand everything.
Yes. Like, his sermons, he preaches. Don't get me wrong, he be preaching, but his sermons are more like real talks. Like,
exactly. Yes.
It's just so much realness.
Yes, he's bringing out like examples, and that's what I need. Like, I need real life examples, especially like I love how he feels open to talk about his marriage and like his past relationships, and it's just amazing. And I definitely just love his transparency. But I definitely was just amazed by this. I've watched it about 5 times, and it hits me different each time.
Yes.
And I'm like, ooh, I feel that. And so I wrote like a couple of notes. And I just started off by like talking about in the beginning. Yeah, he's such a great teacher, right? I started off in the beginning of how like in society today, like marriage is the goal. Like, a lot of people, like especially your family members, are asking you like, you don't have a husband yet, or you don't have a boyfriend yet. Like, who are you dating? Like,
yep.
And it's so annoying. I hate that question. Like, why can't
like even strangers are getting bold enough to ask you that? Like, if they just meet you, and one of their first questions to me all the time is, "Okay, do you have someone? Are you married? No. Well, why not?" Like, I don't know where that boldness comes from, where you could just outright ask somebody, "Why are you still single?" As if like, what is wrong with you? That's what I hear. I don't know about anybody else, but that's what I hear. Like, what is wrong with you? Something has to be wrong. You look
like, are you okay?
You're still single, so
right. Why are you still single? What do you mean? And it's also getting really to the younger generations. They're like, why don't you have a boyfriend? You have to have a boyfriend. Like, and I really think it's, of course, it's like society, but also like the media today, and it's just like it's really influencing them and impacting them for them to like get a girlfriend or get a boyfriend really quickly. And it's really crazy. And it's like, oh man, it was great. But what else did I say? I said that we all know the whole like Adam and Eve story, and how like Michael made me realize like Adam and Eve were created. They weren't like, it didn't start off the story as, oh, they're in a relationship. It started off as like one female, one male.
Yep.
I'm like, And I'm like, yes. And it hit me, and I'm like, oh, yeah. Because I knew that the Adam and Eve story has to do with relationships. And another thing that he opened my eyes up to was when he was saying that Adam was there first. And then, what was it, Lord? Oh, my gosh. It was like, she was, like, he had to cultivate her. Or he had to, I don't know the word. He said something like
he presented her to Adam.
Right. Yeah. Right. And he made me, and it's crazy because one of the followers on here, Jazz, me and Jasmine were talking about, we were thinking, like, oh, like, God's going to, like, design someone for me. He's going to just show me, and that's it. When it's really, he's actually just going to present it to you, and it's just going to be your choice. Just like we created or we made the choice to believe in God and to actually walk with Jesus, we have to do the same when it comes with a person being presented to us. It's up to us. And that's one of the reasons why I love God, because it's like, you think it's so simple, and he's like, yeah, he's just going to give you this perfect person, but it really is up to you at the end of the day, because he still loves you no matter what.
Yep. And I think a lot of people wish it was like that. A lot of people wish that God just like made the decision for you. Because when it's up to you, that means that you have to do the work to make sure you made the right choice. Right. And that's where a lot of the singles are dropping the ball. They're not doing the work to make sure they choose well. And then when they get with somebody and it doesn't work out, it's like, oh, well, love just isn't cracked up to be what everybody's making it. Like, no, you didn't do the work.
Right. A lot of people are like, yeah, I believe in God, but don't want to do the work. That is just in general. That's a lot of people that I know, and it's just like really sad to see it here. But another thing, but he really, oh my gosh, it's so funny because I say this all the time of like the importance of loving yourself. And he was saying, like, he brought up Matthew chapter 22, verses 36 to 39. And it was saying, like, because I think, like, someone asked, like, oh, what's the greatest commandment? And it was like to love the Lord first with your heart, your soul, and mind. And then it was like, as equally important, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So it's like, it was like you have to love God, then you love yourself, and then you can love other people.
Yes. But when he broke that down, okay, we gotta break it down. We gotta break it down. Okay. So when it says equally as important, love your neighbor as yourself. And he says, okay, you take that first part and you're like, okay, cool, I gotta love other people. Got it. But he's like, there's a prerequisite to loving your neighbor as yourself. So you can only love your neighbor to the extent to which you love yourself. Like, you can't love anybody better than you love you.
Exactly.
That is the importance of singleness. That's your time to love you, to know you.
To
if
know
you skip over that, damage is spreading. And that's exactly what's happening with this divorce rate. Like,
yeah, 50%. What did you say? The statistic was like 50%.
50%. And just think, like, this sermon he preached was about 2 years ago.
Right. So it's probably even higher.
Just imagine. And the trend now is a lot of people are like pushing marriage to the side and they're choosing to just like cohabitate. So we're like, forget this. Like, we're so impatient being together. Like,
is she buffering or is it just me? Okay.
You were buffering. Are we good? Are we back?
Okay, we're good. We're back. The devil's not. No. You need to go back.
I've already been trying to work today, and I'm like, no.
It's not going to happen today.
Nope. Go sit down. But, what was I saying?
You were talking about loving yourself and the importance of loving yourself, and today.
Oh, yes. Cohabitating. So we're getting so like anxious now that we're just trying to cut that part out. And in doing that, we're making it worse. Because there are actual studies that show when you cohabitate with somebody, when that commitment factor is extracted, you open yourself to more toxicity in your relationship.
Yes.
You're just like, I can leave whenever I want. Like, I literally can do what I want because I can leave at any second. Like, when you're married, you don't have that. You're like, okay, this don't have to work. I'm going to have to hold my tongue because I'm connected with this person. Like, that factor is gone when you're cohabitating. So it's just,
yes. Yes. Micah, yes. Thank you for referencing the unequally yoked. And oh my God, this is like forwarding to his thing, but it was so great. He was saying that, like, there's two eggs. Let's say you're the good egg, meaning that you maximize your singleness, you're self-aware, you love yourself, and you want to get into a relationship. You know that you're ready. But then you are that you want to be in a relationship with someone who you think they have potential, but they haven't maximized their singleness. When a good egg and a bad egg come together, cooks, it's still a bad egg. It's
more bad egg.
Right.
You just made more bad.
It's really pulling you back to what you were doing before. Like,
yes, that's good.
It's like you got to start all over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I feel like I specifically went through, I feel like I've done that. Like, I've been maximizing my singleness, and then I talk to someone, and then it's just, and it's like, I do feel it. Like, I do feel pulled back, but I'm like, suppressing that feeling. Yeah. And I'm also going to say that a lot of people today are, what was it? Oh, a lot of people think that they can love themselves through other people. Like, oh, this person's going to help me love myself more. No, you're never going to get that. It's never going to happen. I feel like a lot of people are afraid to be with themselves. So everyone thinks that relationship is the destination. They're like, yep, that's it. That's the road to marriage.
Yeah.
No, you're still single. You're still single because you're not married. You don't have a ring on your finger. You haven't committed to a marriage. Like, marriage is a whole different ride. And it's like you're actually committed to that person. So you really have to think about what you're doing if you're dating or if you're single. Like, really become more self-aware of, like, yourself and your emotions and who you are. Like,
and even to that effect, marriage isn't even the finish line. Like,
right?
A lot of people, like, they get through the wedding and then they're like on their honeymoon, whatever.
Right.
They want to like sit back, sigh, and be like, okay, woo, we made it. Like, no. What I wish more people understood is that is just the beginning of it all. Like, that's not the finish line, y'all. That's just getting started. That's why it's like, just enjoy. Not to say that marriage isn't all that's cracked up to be, that relationships aren't all that they're cracked up to be. They are. But when you do them right, when you do them in the right time, in the right way, the relationship does not make you whole. And you really cannot go into a relationship with voids to fill.
Right. If you know you have, like, personal problems, or, like, you still haven't felt like you, what's the word? Like, Lord Jesus. You felt like you haven't got to your identity, like you don't know your identity yet, don't find it through someone else, because you're not going to find it. You're going to keep on finding it, and you're going to get stuck, and it's going to be a cycle. Yeah. It's going to be toxic. Like, really take time to be with yourself. And it's really amazing, because I remember when I got out of, like, a 3-year relationship, it was weird for me because I was in that relationship for so long. And it was weird. Like, I knew it was the beginning of my singleness phase that I had never had, but I didn't know what to call it. Like, I was like, what is this? I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what season I'm in, but I don't like it. Like, I didn't like it at first because I was so used to being in a relationship. And now I'm at the point in my life where, like, I love being single. I want to continue being single. I'm not ready. I know I'm not ready. Like, God's not done with me yet. Like, I know there's more that I need. There's more fruit that I need to gain in order to step into another relationship. But it's like, you'll know. Like, a lot of people also ask, like, why am I still single? It's like, God wants to do something in you. You just got to let him do it.
Just have to let him do it. Yeah. And the longer you refuse that process, the longer you reject it, the longer it's going to take. So all your impatience, all your longing, all your, I can't wait, you're prolonging it because you're not doing your work. You're not going through the process. You can't skip the process.
Right. You can't skip the process. A lot of people don't want to go through the process, but they don't want to skip it.
You can't skip the process. And it is uncomfortable. Like you said, it's scary, but it's even scarier to have to go through all of that with somebody, because they have to see all your mess come out.
Right.
They have to see you work on it all.
Exactly. When you're in a marriage, you're exposed. You're exposed. You're not. It's not improvement. Yep. It's like that person gets to know the real you. The thing that you do by yourself, like, that person will know. Like,
they see it all. They see everything.
Yeah, like, seriously. And I was gonna read, your boo didn't create you, God did, so you can't rely on a person to help you.
Come on, yes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yes. And he was saying how divorce is literally like never-ending death. Like, it really.
Yeah.
You're like,
divorce is like worse than a death, because every time he said, when there's a death, there's closure. But every time you see that person that you are divorced with, then it's like resurrecting all the dead.
Yes, all the things, like
pain and the feelings. Like, it's like experiencing all over again.
And then what else?
That's the easy way out. Like, divorce is not the easy way out.
It isn't. However, if people are in a relationship, right? Let's say for whoever's following or whoever's watching us, if you are in a relationship, like, it's not the end of the world. That's one thing. And you do have, let's say you're in a relationship that you feel like, but you didn't really cherish your singleness as much as you did before. Like, this, it's not the end of the world. One thing to know is that God can create opportunities and miracles unless you ask him. Like, really pray about it and really continue to have that conversation with him about, like, Lord, is this the person you want me to be with? Lord, is he helping my purpose? Like, sometimes you don't really know the answer to the question is, like, is someone helping you get closer to God? Like, sometimes you don't know. And it's okay to ask and pray for it, and God will give you a blessing.
Yep. And I think the prerequisite to choosing the right person is knowing what your purpose is, because that's what you're supposed to measure your relationship by. And not just the person that you're dating, but your friendships. Even, like, who you choose to work for, who you choose to work with. Like, all of that needs to be measured by your purpose. You having a clear vision of what your purpose is, how you're going to accomplish it. Because if not, then you're just going to let any old riffraff in. And they're not aligned. They're not taking you in the right direction. They could be taking you a whole opposite direction. So, yeah, being clear on your purpose does wonders to help you choose the right people to be in your life.
Well, I'm thinking, like, I think for those who are not sure if you should continue being single or whatever you're doing, I feel like a great question to ask yourself is, do I know my purpose? Like, and I think, because I'm asking myself this, and it's like, I still don't know, but I want to know more for myself, not for, like, to me, it's really for myself. It's really not for anyone else. Gotta be clear on your purpose and selective of who you spend time with. That is very true.
Yes. You have to protect that thing. Like, your purpose is literally the reason you exist. And for you to reject that is to induce a slow death on yourself. Not to be morbid, but you've got to live your life, like, by your purpose. It's why you're here. It's what you're created to do. It's what you're made of. So everything has to be taken into account. Yeah.
Right. And you have to know your purpose in order to know what you're bringing to a marriage or relationship, I would say also. It's like, it's more clear. Like, you will know when you're ready. And also, it's like, if you, let's say, like, the other person does another purpose, it can literally hurt your spirit.
Yep.
It can really, so like Constance said, like, really protect your heart, like, really guard it. I was just talking about the other day, I forgot what the reference of the book was, but it said, like, guard your heart, because things can really destroy it, like, big time. And so, it's scary. But, like, have boundaries too. Like, it's normal to have boundaries. Like,
you need boundaries. Or, like I said, anything can come, and you'll just let it. With all the intentions, it doesn't matter if they have, like, a motive. Like, you're just letting everything in. Like, some type of stuff. It doesn't have to be a brick wall, but just, nice little fence.
Right, exactly. And I also think that, like, I just know a lot of people that, like, they need more time with themselves in their singleness, but they kind of suppress that. And for those who are doing that, like, think of it as this. If you don't work on what you have now, you're going to bring that into a relationship. Then let's say you guys are about to get married. You're going to bring that into marriage, and then it's going to lead to a divorce. It's literally going to eventually lead to it. You may not see it now, but it will definitely lead to long-term harm.
Yes. And that's what I loved what he said. He said a lot of people who are in marriages that are having issues, a lot of their issues aren't married issues. They're single issues that we're dealt with.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, and that's really all he had to say. For the whole thing, why is singleness so important? Because of that right there. Like, a lot of people think I'm single right now, but when I get married, I'm married. Like, I'm not single. That's over. Everything with that goes away. Like, no, boo. Your marriage is like a stage for your single life, where your single life is, like, shown.
Right.
Like, you're going to see the fruit of your singleness in your marriage.
Yep, exactly. When he was saying, like, I said this earlier, but it's like, your singleness is more important, or what is it? Your singleness is as important as your marriage, or something like that.
He said your singleness is more important.
Right, than your marriage.
Yeah. Because he said that's, like, the foundation that you build your marriage on.
Right.
So, like, if you try to build a building and it doesn't have a foundation, it's going to crumble. So your singleness is that foundation that you're supposed to build your marriage on.
And it's so funny. There was my friend called me today. I won't say any names, but there was someone that was in a relationship. Okay, there's a couple, and then there's my friend, and my friend was like having a conversation with the male in the other relationship, and she's like, "Oh yeah," like catching up, and the girlfriend got upset. So the girlfriend's like messaging my friend like, "Oh, you need to stop talking to my man." Da 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 da. And I was like, she was telling me this, and I was like, first of all, it's not a big deal, but second of all, it sounds like, and maybe because I was watching the video and I was just like,
right.
To me, it seemed like first of all, it's not a big deal. Second of all, like it seems like it's a singleness problem, and it was funny because she was like, it looks like a late relationship problem. I was like, honestly, it could honestly be a singleness problem. Because they've been together for like a long time. And I was like, I don't know much, but it just made me think like now with reading every sermon and listening to every sermon, it really helps me apply it to my life. Well, one of the reasons why I love him, because I literally apply it. Like every time I watch a video, I'm like, I identify the things. Yes.
It breaks it down in like real life examples. And it's so funny because it's like every time I watch one of his sermons, whatever real life he's talking about, like, happens. And I'm like, I guess this is my practice.
Right.
Let's go, because I know what to do.
Right, exactly. Micah said, and a lot of relationships are built on sinking sand. God should be the foundation of every relationship. Yes, and another thing, before I forget, he said, oh, Lord Jesus, help me. He said, hold on, let me read that again, see if it let's say you guys are like, let's say it's like two people that are like talking, maybe they have an interest in being in a relationship, however, they don't have a relationship with God and God's not in the center of their own like identity, and you want it in the relationship, it can't happen. You can't ask God to bless a relationship if you didn't ask him to bless you. Like, it's really interesting of how people are like, yeah, I want this, like, I want God to be in our relationship, but it's like, you don't even have a relationship with God, so how are you going to ask for that?
Yep. Like, they'll let God in a portion of their relationships, but they'll keep control over some things, and God is an all or nothing God. It's like, either you're going to give it to me or you can have it. And in your hands, it's going to be a hot mess.
Right?
So a lot of things, that's another thing that a lot of singles are doing. They are building their relationships on worldly principles, but they're expecting God to bless it. They're expecting godly outcomes. Like, you get out of things what you put into it. So if you don't put God in the middle, you're not going to get God out of it.
Exactly.
So don't be trying to God be like, why didn't you? No, God was like, I didn't to begin with. You in it.
Yes.